Welcome to Multiverse. I'm your host, Tyrus, and I'm coming back at you with yet another Batman video from McFarlane Toys. Todd keeps pushing these Batman figures. They keep selling. I mean, we keep getting different types of Batman. Now, this one here is yet another version of the DC Rebirth Batman. We got version 1 some time ago. Then we got version 2 with the Clayface and Batwoman Amazon exclusive. Then we got yet another version of the DC Rebirth Batman body mold with that Batman versus Omega Batman 2-pack from Amazon. So we're getting it again, folks. And I gotta say, I really wasn't sure if I wanted this Batman. You know, even though I have like 5,000 different Batman figures, it feels like. But with this one, I was like, I don't know. But then when they revealed that this has the unmasked Bruce Wayne head sculpt, I was like, yep, I'm all in. I'm gonna, yep, I'm doing it. I'm all in. But then, yet and still, I was like, I don't know, would I really like, am I really gonna like this Batman? And once I got it, even in hand in terms of just it still being in package, during my mega DC Multiverse haul video, folks. So if you have not checked out my mega DC Multiverse haul video, be sure to do so. This figure was a part of it. And when I saw this thing in hand, folks, even in package, I was impressed. I was like, okay, I feel completely different than I did. But yeah, this is a part of McFarlane's DC digital wave. And Todd is, he's really been pushing this digital thing, folks. I don't know, how, we'll see how well this does in terms of the digital side of things. But in terms of the figures that he's providing from this digital wave, they've been nothing short of phenomenal. Up next, we're getting classic Green Arrow, another awesome looking Superman, the Atom. This wave has been impressive as well. Classic Hal Jordan, classic Aquaman, this DC Rebirth Batman. So we're getting some really awesome figures from this digital wave. Even if you're not, down with the whole digital thing, it doesn't resonate with me, the digital aspect. I'm open to it. I'm open to, checking out the code, because this figure does come with a code which will give you a digital version of this Batman. So I'm gonna try it. I'm open to trying it. I mean, might not be my cup of tea per se, but I'm gonna check it out and see. I'm more about the figures. I think a lot of other people are more about the figures as well. But Todd, boy, he feels very strongly about this digital thing. So we'll see how far or how long this will last with the digital aspect. I feel like as long as these figures continue to sell like it does, he's gonna continue on with this whole digital thing. I mean, it's just like the figures that we're getting again are just like out of this world. I mean, I can't believe we're getting the figures that we're getting from this digital wave. But I'm gonna stop babbling, folks. We're gonna check out this Batman and see what he comes with, because he comes with a number of accessories. All right, first up we have the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse / DC Direct collector's card. And here we have this beautiful image from the great Jim Lee. Man, this looks phenomenal. I just love this image right here, folks. And then on the back we have his data file. And as you can see, this says DC Direct, McFarlane Toys, DC Digital, Batman. And again, we have Jim Lee's famous, phenomenal artwork. All right, so we got that. Then we also have this digital card here, McFarlane Toys Digital. A lot of people say Phygital. So digital. And on the back, we also have the instructions and the little scratch off area that will provide the code for the digital form of this Batman, or the digital version of this Batman here. So we have all the instructions and everything for the digital Batman figure. And then up next, we have the McFarlane Toys DC Digital display stand. As you can see, it says DC Digital here. It's a little different than the DC Multiverse. And then we have also the Spawn logo here. All right, up next, we have Batman's grapple gun, and not just any grapple gun. We have a gold grapple gun. Now, at first when I saw this, I was like, I don't know about an all gold grapple gun for Batman. But if you place this with the figure and with the color scheme combined, it just really makes the figure pop. that much more, folks. So I'm not as against this gold grapple gun as I was at first. I think it really goes well with this Batman. But at the same time, I may place this with my Batgirl figure as well. So I think it goes just as well with Batgirl. But we'll see. We'll see. But it looks really good with this Batman. All right, up next, we have yet another iconic weapon for the Dark Knight, and that is his trusted Batarang. This one's decked out in all gold as well. Love how this looks really good. I love how the gold pops all the way through. Now I don't think I'll put this with this Batman. I think I'll provide this to my Batgirl figure. I don't like Batman with a gold Batarang. This doesn't resonate with me. The gold grapple gun, yeah, but I don't know about the gold Batarang. I think it pops for the figure. I think it really adds a different dimension and element to the figure, but I don't think I will put this with the Batman. But it looks really good, folks. So we have a gold Batarang. All right, up next, we have the two-fisted hands for the Dark Knight, because he has to give the criminals and the cowardly lots the smackdown like that. So we have two-fisted hands for our Dark Knight. All right, and last but not least, we have what, for me, is like the highlight feature of this figure, and that is the unmasked Bruce Wayne head sculpt. This is what sold me for this figure here, folks. This looks really good. Love how they handled the sculpted detail and the coloring of the hair. We have the eyebrows, did a great job with that. The eyes, very determined looking Bruce Wayne. I like how they handled the mouth, the nose. He has that Batman chin going, overall. So they did an excellent job with this face sculpt, folks. Really happy with this. I posed them around with this head sculpt without the mask. So I think both works well with this DC Rebirth Batman here. And again, I like this Batman way more than I thought I would. And having this option for a Bruce Wayne head sculpt really works, folks. Let's just swap it out right now, man. I want to see show y'all how this works. So this looks really good, y'all. I mean, I posed him like this with this DC Rebirth Batman, and I think it really works. I mean, I've had him like this on my shelf, like he's like kind of analyzing, like holding the grapple gun like that. And I think that it really works well with this Batman. And I want to kind of lower this down so you guys see it, but I think this adds yet another dimension to this Batman. I'm going to bring him close to the camera, but to give us a Batman without the mask and everything really works, folks. This looks really good. I have enough Batman with mask, but to have one unmasked is a huge deal for me as a Batman fan. It adds a different, dimension overall to my DC Multiverse collection, or a collection of Batman. So, I mean, overall, man, this looks great, man. Folks, I got to tell you, this Batman, this is a bad, and I mean bad in a good way, Batman figure. I really like this figure way more than I thought I would. Wow, this is a wonderful surprise for me. The more I look at this Batman, the more I'm able to pose him around with the various accessories, options. This is an excellent Batman figure. So now that we've taken a look at the accessories, we're going to take a closer look at the Dark Knight here. Now, as you may or may not know, my preferred Batman has always been the one with the blue and gray with the yellow and black oval emblem. We'll take a look at the Nightfall Batman, also like the DC Rebirth Batman, that version as well. I feel like with this Batman here in particular, you get the best of both worlds. You get that classic blue and gray Batman, yet still you get something new with more of the DC Rebirth Batman, which is the 2000s version of the Dark Knight here. And I have reviewed the first version of the DC Rebirth Batman, so be sure to check that out. But I've always said that I like the utility belt for the DC Rebirth Batman. It updates that capsule utility belt from the 80s and 90s, and it takes it to a different direction. Love the shading in here for his utility belt. The design, overall design and detail for this belt here looks really good. And the gold that's utilized for the Batman's utility belt, as well as with the bat insignia that here is on the chest. I think they did an excellent job of outlining that It outlined and colored the utility belt very well. The shading, I've always liked the shading that's utilized for the different compartments within Batman's utility belt for the DC Rebirth model of this figure or this character overall. So the blue aspect of this Batman really takes me back to that classic Batman, and yet and still we are getting more of an updated, modern take on the Dark Knight. So I think you get the best of both worlds with this figure here, and that's what really shines for me. Again, I reviewed this DC Rebirth Batman twice already, so we already know what the articulation is going to look like. We know overall what this body mold brings to the table, yet and still I feel like we get a brand new figure. So I really like how you combine the elements of the old and with the new, and you get something like this that looks really good, folks. And the new component to this Batman is, of course, the swappable heads. And then we got the unmasked version that we looked at earlier, and we have this masked version of the Dark Knight that I really like. They had handled this head sculpt very well. Love how they handled the eyes. The detail around the cowl area looks really good. The sculpted detail around the mouth area, the cheeks area looks really good as well. Again, you see that Dark Knight Batman. You see that Batman chin there. I love how they handle the eyes around the cowl. That's always a telltale thing when you're sculpting a Batman figure. I feel that really adds that dimension of personality to our Dark Knight. Once you handle that head sculpt, you handled it well, which they did. It looks really good, folks. Now, I noticed I have like some black paint on the cowl here. I don't know if you have this on your figure. Let me know in the comments if you have this kind of black paint. I don't know if this was done by mistake or what, but I noticed this and I was like, I don't know if this was supposed to be here or not, but I just said add something to the figure. It gives a little bit of a shading. I don't know if this is supposed to be here or not. I don't know, folks, but all in all, this looks like an excellent figure. I really like this Batman, and it gives me the best of both worlds in terms of giving me that classic Batman color scheme, yet it gives me something updated for this Rebirth Batman. And again, now in terms of articulation, I have reviewed this figure twice already, and it's no different, but his arms go all the way out to here and everything. So he has nice articulation in the arms, double jointed elbows, goes nice extension in the elbows, nice articulation and extension with the wrist. In terms of his head, he can look up with no problem. He can look down. He can go from side to side, all the way around and everything. Legs, he can do the splits with no problem. So you have no issues articulating this guy. Double jointed knees go all the way back like this, folks. He does have nice articulation in the foot area. You can see up and down, a little bit of rocking to articulation as well. So this is no different than the other Batmans that we have in the past with the DC Rebirth versions and everything. So you will have, again, no problem at all articulating this Batman as he fights evil. And I'm like, what if he ready to fight evil in Gotham or off-world? Batman's everywhere. But again, this is an excellent figure. I feel you get the best of both worlds with that classic color scheme, yet and still you get that updated New 52 version. And here for comparison, I have all three DC Rebirth Batman here, starting with version 1 of the DC Rebirth Batman that I reviewed some time ago, so definitely check it out. I put the link in the description below. But this one has the darker paint deco for the grays. It also has the yellows for the utility belt, as well as the bat emblem here. But we also have that shading for the different compartments of the belt, which is awesome as well. We also have the darker purples for the inside of the cape. So that was version 1. Then here we have version 2, which was featured with the Clayface and Batwoman 3-pack. And this has the more of a lighter paint deco for the grays, more of an all yellow for the utility belt without the shading for the compartments of the utility belt that he has. We have the bat emblem here that's highlighted in yellow. And I really like this lighter paint scheme for this Dark Knight. It really gives it a different dimension overall as well. We have yet and still the same purple for the inside of the cape that we've seen with this Batman here. So we have the lighter paint deco for the grays and the darker one for this Batman. Then we have the blue and gray Batman, which really takes us back again to the classic Batman from back in the day. Yet and still, it stays in line with that updated New 52 version that we're getting, or Rebirth version that we're getting for our Batmans. And here I've pulled yet another Batman from the Multiverse in the form of the McFarlane Toys Nightfall Batman, which has that classic 80s to 90s look for our Dark Knight. And as you can see, folks, I do feel that this version 3 of the Rebirth Batman pulls elements from that classic Dark Knight in terms of that grays and the blues that we have for this figure here. So, and here alongside our DC Rebirth Batman, we have the rest of this digital wave in the form of classic DC characters, starting with the classic Golden Age Aquaman, and last but certainly not least, we have the classic Golden Age Hal Jordan Green Lantern. Stay tuned for the review. It is coming up, folks. All right, let's get on to the next. And here we have the world's finest in the form of the DC Rebirth Superman alongside our DC Rebirth Batman. And here for comparison, I have a good majority of the Bat family. Not all the Bat family, because it's ever growing and there's other characters that are part of this team. But we have some of the Bat family here, all from McFarlane Toys in the form of the Cassandra Cain Batgirl figure. Now, this was a Target exclusive. Stay tuned for the review. Up next, we have Batwoman. Then we have Dick Grayson, aka Nightwing, which was a part of that Titans wave. Then we have the son of Batman, Damian Wayne, aka Robin. Then we have Barbara Gordon's version of the Batgirl. And last but not least, we have my main man, Jason Todd, aka the Red Hood. Now, Jason Todd, Barbara Gordon's Batgirl, and Damian Wayne's Robin were a part of that Amazon 3 Jokers box set of figures that they released. All right, folks, let's get on to the next. All right, folks, that's all I have for this episode. Thanks so much for tuning in. I truly appreciate it. Hope you all enjoyed this review. I mean, what can I say? This Rebirth Batman was extremely impressive. It's yet another home run from McFarlane Toys. I mean, this will serve as yet another excellent addition to my overall Batman collection. Gives me something new, different, especially with that swappable head. Then we have the variant of the blues and the grays mixed within this new Rebirth Batman. I love it, folks. This is really cool. Overall, love this Batman, folks. Again, hope you all enjoyed this review. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about this Rebirth Batman? What do you think about the whole digital wave of figures that we have now and that we are going to be getting as the months and years go on? We have yet another huge release of digital figures with the Green Arrow, the Superman, and the Atom that's on the way. But let me know in the comments, folks, what do you think about the whole digital thing? Are you all in with the digital side of thing as well as the physical figures? Are you more for the physical, or are you among the folks who like the digital aspect of things? Let me know in the comments. Let me know what you've been collecting, but let me know what you think about this figure, folks, and the wave that we have with this Batman. We have Aquaman and classic Green Lantern. That review is coming up, so stay tuned for that. But again, folks, thanks so much for tuning in. But folks, be sure to comment below. Also, be sure to ring that bell for all notifications so you get each and every one of my content pieces as it drops. And also, don't forget to what? Yep, like, share, and subscribe. Folks, if you've done that already, I truly appreciate it. You liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and you commenting below. All those things really help the channel, folks, and I truly appreciate the support. It gets it out there within this whole YouTube algorithm for others to see and everything. But again, folks, thanks so much for tuning in. And remember that I am on social media with Instagram and Twitter. So if you have those outlets, be sure to give me a follow. And be sure to check out my community. I'm always posting news and updates there. And again, folks, I appreciate you all. Thanks so much for tuning in. And until next time, be good to one another. Be safe. Stay tuned. Same bat time, same bat channel, folks. And until next time, bye for now.